Hi, my name is Brittany Partridge, and I'm an attorney at Butler, Kahn law firm. Now, almost every case will at some point go to what is called mediation. And whenever I mention mediation, I get asked, what is it? So mediation is an opportunity for the parties to present in front of a third-party neutral and attempt to get their case resolved. What normally happens at the beginning is both parties and the mediator will go to one room. They will each put on a presentation. So the plaintiff will put on a short presentation, the defendant will put on a short presentation, and the mediator will thank them and explain the rules of the mediation. Now, after that short, argument from both sides, the parties will break up. The plaintiffs will go to one room, the defendant will go to another, and that third-party neutral will go back and forth. And I say third-party neutral because it's important that the mediator is not biased one way or the other. Their goal in the case is simply to get the case resolved. They do not represent the plaintiff, and they do not represent the defendant. Mediators can be private mediators who have businesses solely practicing mediation or partially practicing mediation, or they can be employed with the court or work with the court as court-appointed mediators. Now, oftentimes, court-appointed mediators are at a lower cost or free to the parties through alternative dispute resolution offices. In a lot of family cases or cases involving pro se or unrepresented people, you will see the judges order mediation and to use the ADR, Alternative Dispute Resolution Office, with the court, so you get to use a mediator that is at a lower cost or free. So why go to mediation? Well, first off, sometimes you don't have a choice. In a lot of our cases, our courts or our judges order mediation before you can get a trial date. They want to see that you've attempted to resolve the case in good faith, and if the parties are just too far apart for whatever reason, they understand that a trial will be necessary. But I once heard that only 3% of cases go to trial. So 97% of other cases either get resolved or get dismissed. So as you can imagine, mediation and getting cases settled is a huge part of every civil case. You may also go to mediation if you want your case resolved with a very certain finality. So while we love going to trial and we get excited to go to trial and we think trial is oftentimes the best option for our clients, you can go to trial and get a great verdict, but there's this thing called an appeal, which can kick the can down the road years. So while you might go to trial in 2023, you might actually not have your case fully done until 2025 or 2026 after the appeals courts handle, whatever appeal is filed. So whereas at mediation, you can go to mediation in 2023 and have your case completely resolved in 2023, oftentimes with payment in hand. In our civil cases, our car wreck cases, our slip and falls, whatever it may be, we're oftentimes just negotiating monetary terms. So, you go to the plaintiff, they offer to settle for this amount, defendant offers another, and you go back and forth trying to figure a number. But in cases that involve family law, oftentimes you're going back and forth about non-monetary issues. So you might be talking about child custody, child visitation, property rights, who gets to keep the dog, the pets. So all of those can also be discussed in mediation, which is why it can be so beneficial to just get everybody on the same page, focused on getting a case resolved without having to get the court involved. The court's resources are tight, and not everybody can get a trial, or we'd be backlogged even further than we sometimes are now. So mediation can just be a very beneficial tool for the parties to use in order to get a case resolved relatively quickly and for an amount that both parties feel good about. It's important that your attorney knows how to use mediation because it's an important tool. And sometimes mediation will get a case resolved that day, but if you have a good mediator, sometimes that mediator will actually get the case resolved, a week or two later because they'll follow up and just get that final push to get the case resolved. So it's important that you have an attorney who knows how to choose a good mediator and knows when to walk away from an offer. We make sure that our clients only walk away with amounts that we feel that truly helps get them back to where they were and gives them the damages that they really are entitled to. So if you ever are in a personal injury case or ever in a car wreck, slip and fall, any sort of case involving personal injury, we hope that you reach out to Butler Kahn Law Firm.